All started when I was 6. I was a kid trying to have friends at school, but I was fat and I wasn't a cool kid. So when I would try to be friends with someone, they would be friends with me for a cool week and then just go to the cool friends. Even more than that, I used to live in a bad environment, so my friends would like people who I thought my friends, which were just my classmates, but I just liked saying that, would wait for me after class to beat me. Then I would tell my mom, and my mom would go slap him, and big story. And it kept going like that till I was 12, just not having friends, just going to classes, and everyone there is making fun of you. And that got me to the point where I started developing a habit of pulling your hair, right? That was around the time where I actually started getting a friend that was going to the same church as me and would stand up for me sometimes. We got to be friends, but my family, we need to move to another city. So we went to that city. I was always wearing a beanie to cover my bald spots because I was aggressively pulling my hair out from what happened in my childhood as a stress reliever. It's OCD. So I literally had a bald spot like that here and a bald spot like that here, and I would just wear a beanie to cover it. And I was still studying. So where else would I look for friends? Classes or private classes, right? I ended up just being the kid sitting back in the corner, not talking to anyone with a beanie. And then they would also carry the beanie and run away and laugh on my bald spots. And because I was fat, they would call me a penguin because I was short and wide. But I'm 6'4" now and I'm jacked. So growing up like that, my face started getting intimidating. I was just putting an egoistic look without meaning. I was saying, why don't people talk to me? But legit, I was just walking looking like. I got into a 9 to 5 job and we were in training, right? So I generally needed to talk to people. Like, you're forced to talk to people because you need to work on stuff together. I started talking to that guy and girl, and we get to talk about what was your first impression of me. I'm like, yeah, your first impression, you're nice and you're nice. And they were like, when I'm like, well, what's your first impression of me? You're egoistic and you're disgusted from everyone around you. And I was like, damn. But once we talked to you, were really nice. So I got to be good friends with them. Turns out they take drugs. And you know that thing where you don't have friends, but there's cool friends that do a lot of stuff that you don't do, so you just start doing it to become their friend. And yay, guys, I got friends. So you start being someone that you really aren't, which is one way to get depressed. I start being their friend, start smoking, doing it full time, brain fog all the time, couldn't think anything, stopped working out, started being miserable till I took that last high and I started thinking my whole life around, what am I doing? I'm not really being myself. I should be like I'm definitely in a life that isn't supposed to be mine. I mean, are they really my friends? Am I really being myself around them? No. So am I really their friend? No, I'm just being a fake person to become their friend. So I left the job and I didn't talk to them again. Until this point of life, I didn't really have a best friend that I can say, we know that best friend since we were like 7, 9, 8 and have that bond. Not really. But I know I will at some point. I'm not sad that I don't have friends right now. It's not something that saddens me. I actually get to find myself more. I actually get to be myself around myself, call it introvert, but I'm actually very extroverted. I just pick to be isolated at this point of my life. I'm just very focused on improving myself, becoming the best version of myself. And if having no friends is a price that I need to pay for the current time, and I know that I'm going to meet friends like-minded in the future, but me being alone right now isn't really something that is making me sad or something that I can rant about, even though did I just rant about it? I don't know. I always like to think of it that way because what better way to think of it for your own state of mind, right? Because if I grieve about having no friends, I'm most likely going to stay that way. If I start adapting with it and I start still working on myself while having no friends, I will start having friends in the future. More likely. I really got a lot of old friends calling me, the ones that you hang around with and you feel so bad. And I'm not really replying because I'm better off. Call it a toxic behavior, call it what. But everyone should do what they see as best for them. One thing that I really want to do out of life is to make people feel better, to make people start improving their lives, because in some sense that would make me improve my own self. In some sense that would improve my own life. So actually that's where I'm headed with this channel, Peter with an R. So if you have no friends, if you're in that point of life that you don't have friends, and when you try to get friends, you start being someone that you really aren't, I think you're in a point of life where it's better to not have friends. So you actually start finding someone that really can sink in with you, everything wise. You really like be yourself around that person, and you have a friend group that you really are not the filler friend. You're not the friend that's sitting there and everyone is talking, but you're there just you're laughing about the jokes and everyone is talking. It's really bad to be that friend, to be honest. Like I was a filler friend before, and it's sucks. You know, they're walking, you stand, they just keep walking, talking to each other. You're basically just filling the group numbers. Anyways, I hope that video helped you in any way. Please, I would like to know your story in the comments. I would like to know the situation that you're dealing with in your life and what you're willing to do regarding it. Thank you for watching this far, and see you in the next video.